Hans Wormhat. This is a really good topic. One of my good commenters, subscribers mentioned this. It goes in with the population hoax. It goes in with just fake reality. You live in a fake reality that's built to provide an illusion. And one of the big things, really obvious things, is car dealerships. The town that I grew up in, it started out as a really small town and it's bigger now, but there always was this one street on my town that had tons of car dealerships. And in each one of these car dealerships, their lots are just full of new cars. Who's buying all these new cars? If you go around just driving around on the streets, you can tell that it's rare to see a new car. It's really obvious. Wow, that person has a new car. I've owned two cars in my life. Who's buying all these new cars? Well, it's just another big population hoax. They want you to think that everybody is owning a new car. That's just not how it works at all. And I mean, that's basically it. That's the conspiracy. They fill your towns with huge lots full of tons of new cars. They want you to think everybody's buying a new car, when in fact, most people don't buy a new car very often. And I thought it was just really funny to look into car dealers and like what car salesmen go through. Yahoo Answers has some funny stuff sometimes. How long does it take for a new car salesman to sell his first car? Some people quit before they ever sell their first car. That's the best answer. Uh, this person's been in their business 25 years. Hopefully you sell your first day, whatever. Oh my gosh, so they're being very hopeful. Took this person about 3 days before they sold their first car. And so this was just a few answers. I bet that it probably takes, yeah, a while for people to sell their first car. It'd probably be rare to sell a first car on your first day, but some people might do it. This is an article on how to be a successful car salesman. Here's a comment. I've been a car salesman, car sales tranny for about 7 years. I selling Nissan cars since last year. Car market getting very slow. I thought this comment was pretty funny. I've been in the car business for 3 more months now. I sold 9 cars last month and I was only here for 21 days. My bosses keep telling me that I need to slow down. Selling 9 cars in a month is apparently too fast for somebody who's new. And what this reminds me of is a lot of these things that I've been reading about being a car salesman, they're very manipulative with one another and very competitive with one another. It's sounds like a horrible place to work. Like everybody is out to get you. Your management is telling you to slow down when you've sold 9 cars. Shouldn't they be excited about that? But no, they're probably just jealous. These trannies, they're just crabs in a bucket. I mean, look at they said I'm burning through ups. They have all this slang, all these different tranny land things. They have slang. An up is somebody who's going to buy a car from you. Burning through ups as if you can burn through that. How does that that doesn't make sense. You're either going to sell a car or not. Wouldn't it be good to sell as many as you could? It's like a luck thing for them. I didn't know this, but apparently a lot of car salesmen, they do cold calling. I don't spend a lot of time cold calling or trying to build a customer base. I saw some other people talking about that. I mean, we'll see it in a second. I liked this comment. This is just because the internet. I have sold cars for a long time, and it seems that things are getting harder by the day. Customers that you do get in front of you, they are smarter. Most have already done their homework, and no one lately wants to pay for anything. Yeah, it's because we have the internet, so we can look stuff up now. We don't get swindled by businessmen as easily, or business by salespeople, sales trannies. Here's a comment showing you how they're just crabs in a bucket. This person just started working. Also, I don't want help from others because they will take half my deal. Plus, my company uses this in the bucket thing, and after their trial period is over, they won't sell over their bucket and they owe the company money. Yeah, I didn't know this. Apparently, because they all work on commission. Sometimes they pull this weird thing where the people that work for them end up owing the dealership money. It sounds like those, whatever you call it, multi-level marketing things where you buy into Cutco, and since you can't sell enough, you're out of money. It's like a big scam. They lure you in with, oh, you'll make a bunch of sales and you'll make tons of commission, but you end up owing them money. I thought this was a pretty funny and revealing website. Typical day in the life of a car salesman. So here's a detailed list of your average car salesman. And I'll kind of just skim through these. You could pause and read it if you want to, but I'll just kind of skim. So get up early, get something to eat, arrive at the dealership, open up cars, move cars to displays area, blow up and display balloons, go to your morning meeting for the pump up speech, play some Candy Crush or whatever game you've been playing, work the phones, text messages, and email. See, this was weird to me that they do a lot of this stuff. They do a lot of that type of marketing, which was kind of strange to me. Complete your thank you cards, get yelled at by the manager because you're sitting at your desk and not going outside. Go outside to wait for ups. See, they use a lot of times these, every little tranny niche has their own words for things. I didn't know that they had these words for customers. Ups. Greet an up and get yelled at by the customer because they don't want any help. Yep, that's me. I always hate salesmen. Get out of my way. I know how to find something myself. I'll let you know when there's something that I want. Have to keep trying to assist the customer so you don't get yelled at by manager. Customer ends up leaving and you don't get their name or address for the uplog. See, that's a funny they just keep track of potential customers and then pester them with the phone. Get yelled at by the manager. Management has a lot party, but the sales, this was really funny. Management has a lot party. Yeah, the upper tier trannies, it's all fun and games to them, and they just stomp all over the lower tier trannies. Management has a lot party. Salespeople must rearrange all the cars and trucks and on the lot to give it a fresh look. This is big. All that movement on the lot. There's another website that we'll look at after this that talks about this. They move them around because it gives them something to do. Go to lunch, but make it quick because you're paid by commission. Slam down your lunch. Get yelled at sales manager for standing around and not being on the phones. Get on the phone and get yelled at by another manager for being at your desk and not out on the point. This is how most people's jobs are. You have one tranny manager yelling at you, and then the other tranny manager comes and yells at you, and they just tell you conflicting things. Spend 5 hours with a customer and the deal falls through. Yeah, there's not much selling cars happening here. Go out back and throw rocks at the dumpster. This is weird. Management decides to get prepared for a red tag sale for the upcoming weekend, so you get in and out of hot cars to hang red tags from the rear view mirror. Just standing around playing Candy Crush. This is kind of a story of you find a customer and you spend a whole long time trying to convince them to sell the car, and all of a sudden they just say never mind at the end. The sales manager calls you weak because you can't close your customer and embarrasses you in front of your peers. Then the manager catches your customer on the way out the door, says the exact same thing you did, and now magically agrees to buy the car. Happens all the time. How much do you want to bet that some of these sales are even fake? That it's just an act, and the manager's just doing this to screw with your head? I guarantee you that happens where they're just playing a prank. They have a customer come in and waste somebody's time, a fake customer, just like an actor, waste everybody's time. And then, yeah, the manager would be able to magically close the deal for saying the exact same thing. They would do this type of thing just to make you upset. If you were a real human car salesman, they would totally pull this stuff with you all the time. Here we're at the end of the day, and in this scenario, they actually sold a car, but they say you end up making $100 mini commission because of some finance issue. And then you find out the customer previously talked with another salesman, so now you have to split your commission. And that's it. You're done with the day. At least you sold a car, beat a couple levels on your game, and made $50 today. And in conclusion, they say, I let the car salesman sell a car right at the last minute. This does not happen all the time. In 2016, the average car salesman sold 8 to 10 cars a month. Well, why do they have all those cars then? They're clearly not being sold. This will be my last article, 10 Confessions of a Car Salesman. Here, we just learned about this. They're speaking in code to each other. Yeah, about you. Now we know some of their lingo. We've also learned that coworkers are cutthroat and the management are just a bunch of douches, but that's how trannies are. Here, look at this. One strategy for luring customers is to rotate the vehicles around the lot to convey a busy, vibrant environment. That's a fake reality you're being sold. I tell my guys all the time to go out there and move the whole front line of cars. Play musical chairs with the cars and customers start moving in. Action creates reaction. And while there's no concrete evidence to support it, an unspoken rule is that balloons somehow sell cars. This is hilarious. I worked at a dealership where you had to put out 150 balloons every day. By the time you were done, you were exhausted. You didn't have any energy left to sell a car. It's like clown show, clown Trannyland freak show. All right, so here's some chubby faced, no neck, throwing the Mason M, showing off their watch tranny. It's probably who your car salesman is almost every single time. Got the orange car in the background. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this wasn't my idea. This was a really good suggestion from one of my commenters. God bless everybody.